Hi, it's James from 3 to 1 Generation. Welcome to episode 1, where we take 3 to 1 players to inspire 3 to 1 skills. So you might be able to guess today already where today's players are from, and as it's episode 1, I've made sure there are 3 skills in this episode. It's also all within 3 to 1 metres, so whatever your circumstance now in isolation, even if you've got a metre by metre, you should still be able to have a go at these skills. Okay, let's get straight into it. Skill number 1, it's actually a really good warm up as well. Inside, inside, roll, roll. Watch it have a go. Alright, so with inside, inside, roll, roll, it's going to work the parts of the feet that we're going to need for the other 2 skills today. Okay. What you might want to do, if you're technically motivated, is you might want to work in one direction, so right sole, right inside, left inside, and then repeat, and then you might want to rewind it the other way. So you start with a left roll, and then left inside, right inside. Okay, so you get absolute technical balance, so you can work it one way then the other way. I would say just focus on the contact to start with. Okay, so do it until failure and then try again. Slow it down, doesn't have to be fast, you can always increase the tempo, but try and make sure you've got 4 really good contacts there. Okay, so work it one way and then work it the other way. 2 contact areas, sole, sole, inside, inside. With the inside, we are looking to contact around the front or middle stripe on the boots, and we're not cutting down on the ball in this skill, but pushing the ball. Introduce a change of tempo if you want. I've gone quicker with the insides than with the sole. So if you are technically motivated, you want to work on your technical skills, then film yourself doing this once you're at a level where you think you're happy with it. And what we want to see is really good contact on the ball. So how many can you do well? If you can increase the tempo, great, but focus on the quality of what you do. Now, once you're happy with it, just upload it to your own YouTube channel, copy the link to the video and put it in the comments section. Okay, I'll have a look through, and what it will allow you to do is to also see everybody else's who's having a go at this as well. I'll have a look at one, find one that I'm really happy with, and I'll put it in the description as well. So it's not just my model, it's also your model as well, potentially going in the description of the video. So what I haven't done with these videos is to put music on them. That's just to allow you to hear the sound of the boots on the ball. So you should be able to hear the difference between when the sole strikes the ball and when the insides of the foot strike the ball. Doing that can help you build a rhythm and tempo. As you get more confident, you can quicken it. So I quite like focusing on the technique, and then I trick myself into working hard as well. Some people like it the other way around. You might like it the other way around. You might prefer to focus physically, and then you trick yourself into learning the techniques as you go. If that's you, then I would go for 4 lots of skills for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds. Okay, start it with that inside, inside, roll, roll skill. Okay, so 4 sets of that. So skill for 30, rest for 30, 4 times, and then we're going to progress on to the next skill. Okay, so hopefully you've practiced the first skill and you've really pushed yourself quite hard with it, maybe even work in both directions at this point. Now, what's inspired us to get here today to have a look at the skills is a couple of Dutch players, okay, as you may have guessed from my top. So we're going to look at Keizer and we're going to look at Johan Cruyff. Okay, the next skill is going to be Cruyff turns. Something Keizer was really amazing for was his vision as well. Everybody spoke about his vision, how he could see things very quickly on the pitch and how he could predict. Cruyff was complimented for similar things. Was obviously really famous for the Cruyff turn. So these two players are both Ajax players, as you can see by the photos, and both Dutch internationals as well. So we're going to go into the Cruyff turn straight away. Cruyff turn works the insides of your feet just as you were doing before, behind the standing leg. Watch it, have a go. Physically motivated, go for 430s, skill and rest. I've slowed it down, we can have a closer look. The opposite arm to the foot contact in the ball comes out towards the defender for protection and disguise. The same arm as the foot contact in the ball is safe side for balance. Contact areas around the front stripe on the boots for me. But look, the Cruyff turn is a turn that everyone's got a particular feeling for, such a famous turn and point of reference within skills. I contact the ball with this part of the foot when I do it because I feel it gives it the subtlety and the disguise that makes the Cruyff turn so special. Now, what we're also thinking about when we're doing these skills is you might want a receiving touch into the skill before you start. They're repetitive, so it's turn, 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 but doesn't mean you can't receive the ball to start with. So that might be off a wall, okay, or it might be off an aerial ball, trapping it and then starting with the Cruyff turns. If it's a bit too hard, take a touch in between. So after the right-footed Cruyff turn, take a left-footed touch before the left-footed Cruyff turn. So you can put that in if it's a bit too difficult. I've just done one touch each side to make sure I could do it within limited space. Okay, your space might be different. Once you're happy with contact, balance, and you're controlling the tempo, have a think about what the disguise is for. So Cruyff was faking across, planted his standing foot heavily, big backswing with his right foot. Mine is more for a short to medium pass. What's your disguise for? You might want to exaggerate it. You might want to work on your exit touches. Okay, so every time you feel you've got to a stage, or if you're doing the physical challenge that you've got to 30 seconds, you might want that exit touch at the end to get away. If you don't have the space to do it, what you can throw in is a side step without actually touching the ball. Another progression you might want to consider is if you are doing the 30-second skill and rest, how many can you do in 30 seconds? And each 30 seconds, can you get one more than the previous time? Johan Cruyff had a profound influence on so many people, and this skill was really important for aspiring players at the time. Paul Gascoigne tells a story of seeing it and running out into the street straight away with a tennis ball, wanting to replicate it. Glenn Hoddle has an almost identical story of watching the game against Sweden, 1974 World Cup, in his family's living room, seeing Cruyff perform the skill and running out into his back garden, getting a ball, and they had a post next to a washing line. The post was Jan Olsson, the Swedish defender, and Hoddle, without the use of an action replay, tried to imprint the skill he'd just seen on his memory and was replicating it in his garden while the match was still playing live on his TV. So here are the turns that a lot of people call the advanced Cruyff turns or advanced Cruyffs. Have a look, have a go. Different way of getting a similar outcome to the Cruyff turn. It's off 2 touches, not 1. Something that you'll notice that I'm doing in the clips is I'm trying to flick my eyes up, especially when I get it on my right foot. Because I'm right-footed, that's the disguise. My opponent might step there, then I've got more space to go the other way. Believable, because probably the way I'll pass the ball most of the time. Okay. Now someone like Keizer is left-footed, so he would often feint to the left and then he'd dart inside. A note on Keizer as well, Sjark Svart, an important Ajax player at the time, said that although Keizer was an incredible mover with the ball, when he was within a tight space, he could still give a pass that would take out 3 opponents and leave you free on goal. So you might choose that actually every time you get it out on your right foot, that might be when you flick your eyes up to have a look. So this is a game progression now. This is something that's going to help you in the game. As well as using your eyes for disguise, this can be a good test of your competence and confidence with your ball feeling. Do you have to look at the ball the whole time? What happens when you lift your eyes up for information? Do you still have good control of it? Get happy with your control first, but good progression when you are. And this is why with this skill, I'm really thinking of Keizer more than I am of Cruyff. Not to say that Cruyff or Keizer would necessarily have used this skill, but this is the kind of way that they played. They played with disguise and they used their eyes as well as their feet to achieve their desired outcomes, which was usually beating an opponent or breaking a line with a pass. Okay, so for those of you working physically, again, 4 lots of 30, skill and rest. Now, for those of you who want a bit more of a push with a progression, what you could do is you could do a Cruyff turn off one foot, and then you could do an advanced Cruyff off the other side. Okay, so the advanced Cruyff, getting your head up like Keizer, okay, and then going back in and doing a Cruyff turn. So you might go, right, I'll do a Cruyff off my right foot and I'll do an advanced Cruyff off my left, or the other way around. Okay, so that's combining 2 skills. Last progression is, can you finesse it? Can you add something to it yourself? Okay, or can you adapt it? Or can you sequence it with one of your own skills, either just before or just after? Okay, so I've given you loads of progressions there. Let me know which one you chose. Link your video, put it in the comment section. There'll be a video like this going up every Saturday on this channel. So check back next Saturday and make sure you get me a link in before then. Okay? See you soon.